Hello, true believers. Time to do another unboxing. But before we get to that, let me put this in its proper perspective or proper context. Right now, the shoe that he's wearing mostly this is his favorite shoe right now, is these custom Nike ID turf shoes. Okay, and check it out. It's the Academy version, so it's about $90. And he loves these. It's got the Nike Air cushion here on the heel. Let's see if we could appreciate that. I don't know if it makes a big difference, but it's there. And in terms of the upper, yes, it's not as soft as the Pro, but it is Nike skin. So it should say Nike skin somewhere here. Oh, that says Air Zoom. Let's see if it says here. There. Oh, you can see that. Nike skin. So it's kind of like their Tasian synthetic. So he has no problem with the upper actually, even though it's a takedown model. But what's really important why he uses these every day is because of this sole plate over here. This is, other reviewers have said this also, that this is the most aggressive stud texture or pattern when it comes to turf, that you could actually use these on 3G artificial grass, especially not very well maintained 3G artificial grass where they don't put a lot of the rubber bumps, where it's not as soft. So these are perfect because of these oblong little rubber studs. He has good traction with it, even here in the middle side. So this is why he uses these a lot. The only downside is because it is new skin, it takes a little longer to break in versus the Pro, he said. And you're probably wondering, well, what about his Pro? Well, this is the, let me get it for you. This is the Pro here, actually, that he would use a lot. This one has a softer upper, and it's great, but the problem is, as you could see, he's already bursted through pretty much the top parts. So he's pretty much kind of hitting the ball with his bare foot there because it's just torn up. This is how much he loves using these, but as you can see, there's like a big huge, especially if he's wearing it, there's like a big huge hole in it already. So as much as he loved using these, they're worn out. And as if you could probably, I don't know if you could see it, but a lot of the rubber studs have been worn out also. So you don't see the little dot in there as much, because he used this so much because it's so versatile. So that's why we got these. And the new skin is, the only downside is it just took a little bit more break-in time, but once the break-in, it felt tight. Just when you're first using it, don't use the shoelaces as loose as possible. What's important, even though it's a takedown, it's not the Pro, it's the Academy version. It's a sole plate that is completely the same. Not like with the FG where they have, if you buy a takedown, it's gonna have a different sole plate. In this situation, look at this compared to this, it's exactly the same. Even has the same air cushions unit in it. So that's good. So you like that, but the problem is, so let me discuss why he loves these turf shoes, because we have plenty of FG shoes. The problem is he transitioned, or he transferred to a different club, and his school, everything he uses is artificial grass right now. And could you use FG on artificial grass? Yeah, a lot of his teammates does it. But the problem is, let me show you the culprit. This is FG, and look at how aggressive and long these studs are, these bladed studs. We do not recommend using these bladed studs on artificial grass, because this is actually the shoe that he was using when he injured his knee and lost out a year in football. And I don't blame the shoe, but people have said that, like, if you wear FG studs on artificial grass, then you run the risk, because they tend to bite down, and because they won't twist and pivot and let your knee and let the foot move, which can cause damaging forces, torsional forces on your knee instead of pivoting, and that's what happens. So ever since then, we've been very cautious or very superstitious, or we're not going to even use, never going to use FG shoes. We'll use FG shoes if it's the conditions are of the ground is ideal where it's soft, but we're not going to use it. We're not going to use FG shoes for artificial grass, so that's a no-no. We'll use these shoes again, and we don't blame this, but we blame the fact that we use bladed studs on artificial grass, which we won't do again. So these shoes are still good. We'll still use them, but we're only going to use them when it's firm grass, and if the firm grass is well maintained. Now back to what we actually are using right now is this. Now we like this. There's no problem with this. It's already broken in. He uses it every day for everything, turf and artificial grass. But the problem is you can only wear white socks with this, because you can't wear black socks with this because it's too white. You can, but it looks kind of awkward. You can wear white socks with black shoes, but it just looks weird when you're wearing black socks with white shoes. It just looks weird to me. So that's the only downside, is you can't wear dark socks with this. So he even has like matching knee sleeve or a knee what do you call this? Knee pads. So in case he gets some incidental contact with especially with his left knee. So he's got matching. So what do you do when you can actually get away with wearing green with this. This is his school colors, but like I said, you can't, when it comes to black, you can't get away with it. So that's why we even have like matching like green sleeves with this also. So this is where the new shoe comes in, and with no further ado, let's open it up. And ta-da! We saw these at Nike Philippines, and they're very quick in their delivery, almost like next day or 2 days. So these are Academy also. So since he loves this shoe so much, we decided to get it for less than $100, about $90. Same thing, Academy with, let's check this out. It's MDS. It's actually CR7 signature color, and I like this swoosh design, this pattern over here. So it's kind of like all these lines to create this Nike logo and all the different greens. And let me show you on this side. It's got the zoom unit, and like it says Nike skin. This is pretty good quality over here. It's gonna take a little breaking in after like 1 or 2 days of use. Then you can tighten the shoelaces and it'll be fine. But what's important, why we got this, is because of this sole plate. Now you say, didn't you have one that was already dark? And I said, yeah, absolutely we did. We have these. This is another Academy, and we actually use this. We've used this actually on concrete grass. Right now, when we were practice on our firm grass, since it's like dry right now and it's concrete, this is what we use, and it's got traction. But if you look at this is actually just turf. You can't use these on artificial grass. These are as turf gets, because look how small the studs are, and look at how there's like so much space in between, that they're only good for turf. And as much as we like the color, and would you like to use this more for artificial grass, it's not going to work compared to these. Look at how aggressive these bumps are. I mean, look at these. So we keep these only for artificial grass. This one we strictly use for turf, which we hardly use, which we hardly run into except for in blue pitch, or we use it in the concrete, firm grass, dried out, cured, hard ground. And as you can see, it's got the nice dimples in it, but it's very shallow. It's not going to bite as well as this. if you look at it, look how aggressive these are. So we like this and we'll use it, but under artificial grass, not aggressive enough. So this is where this comes in. So we saw these in green and its size, and we could buy it locally and could be ordered, because you can buy if it's in your size and it's available here locally, get it, because you can always order it abroad. But the problem is, even on eBay, it'll show you that the shipping is like cost more than the shoe. Imagine if the shoe is like 90 bucks and the shipping is like $120, then you're throwing money away. So whenever there's an opportunity to buy it locally and you don't have to pay the taxes, then go for it. So it was in his size and perfect color and the perfect sole plate. This is why we got it. Okay, so enough of the background. So that's gonna go well with green socks, and that's gonna go well with dark socks. So that's why we're excited to and even though it's just an academy, it's not the pro, the downside is it's gonna need some breaking time, but it's still Nike New Skin, and it's gonna be durable, just as durable, I mean, probably more durable than the Pro over here. So the advantage of the Pro is it requires no breaking time, but you do have some durability issues. So I think with the Nike Skin, they're gonna be more durable, and once you break them in, they're gonna be just as good. And he says the touch is just as good. It's got this texture, and he hasn't complained to me about striking it or dribbling with it versus like his Predators with the rubber elements, where he was glad that they would fall off because it was causing him to trip over the shoe. But with this Nike Skin, he says it reminds him of like the Cajun synthetic on the low seas in his previous Vapors. So there. So that's what it looks like. Here's what the other one looks like. And if you're eco-friendly, look, it's made with like recycled material, so at least 20% recycled content. So that's what we're gonna be using in today's practice. We're gonna match it with some black socks and his knee sleeve to protect his knee. And with his, I think they're gonna be wearing their green jerseys today. And this is gonna go well. It's got all the different, if you check it out, it's got the different colors of the green. You got light green, medium green, darker green, all sorts of green. So whatever green that you're wearing, even this knee sleeve will work with it. It's got the same green texture also. So if you match it with this, his knee sleeve, and I know you're probably going, aren't you OCD by having all this kind of matching? And no, because that's what separates us from the beasts and animals, is our ability to coordinate. I mean, you can't play good if you don't look good. So I remember when the late Kobe Bryant wore those short shorts and he couldn't score because he says, oh, these short shorts are not what's good at this time. And so now short shorts are back, not too short. I mean, Hero likes short shorts because he hates how it gets in the way of his knee. He doesn't like it touching his knee. It feels like it gets in the way. So back to what I was saying. If you can't play good if you don't look good, and it doesn't get any better in terms of looking good as these signature CR7 Dream Speed colorway over here, which will match with his school's colors. All right, so that is what today's unboxing is. That's what we have. Mercurial, that's what it looks like in the back. So we're gonna be wearing it with dark socks today. And most importantly, check out this stud rubber textured stud pattern over here, which gives him a lot of grip. Now, if you want more grip, then you could definitely go for these artificial grass ones. So we got these artificial grass, but they still can give you stud pressure. They're conical. I mean, they're still a little bladed there, and there's some bladed there. So this is kind of more of a hybrid, but this is what we use for McKinley Hill, which is very well maintained. But for the ones that are not as well maintained, we're not going to be using these, or we're not going to be using these artificial grass ones. The ones that don't have as much rubber on it, will definitely, this is what we'll use. Gives him enough grip, and he feels comfortable in terms of stepping on even turf or not well maintained 3G grass with this. So between this and this, he's going to look good no matter what color or uniform he's wearing. All right, so that's today's unboxing. We'll see you guys in the next video.